This view never gets old. It really is peaceful, a perfect escape. We earned this. Tonight, we hunt again. Hello.
Hello, please sit down.
This is quite the collection.
Indeed, to good taste.
There is an African proverb that says, "Not every beautiful road leads to a beautiful destination." In today's story, three young women wanted a life they could not afford. So they borrowed luxury, they borrowed names, they borrowed identities. But they did not know that the owner of their new life was watching, waiting, patiently, and when he finally appeared, their freedom was the price. This is the story of the girls who wore borrowed faces. The airport lights were too bright. Amber sat between Vanessa and Chloe, her fingers gripping the edge of the cold metal chair so tightly her knuckles had turned white. Around them, people walked freely, laughing, talking, living, free. But the three girls sat like prisoners, pretending to be passengers. Amber swallowed hard as a sharp pain twisted deep inside her body, a cruel reminder of what they were carrying. Not luggage, not secrets, but something far more dangerous. Something that did not belong inside a human being. Vanessa kept her face calm, her posture perfect, her disguise flawless. To anyone watching, she looked like a confident businesswoman on an international trip. But inside, her heart was beating like a hunted animal. She could feel Victor's eyes even though he was not there. He never needed to be there. His voice lived inside her head. His threats lived inside her bones. She leaned slightly toward Chloe and whispered without moving her lips, "Do not panic.
Do not
Do
panic.
not look afraid."
Do not look afraid.
But Chloe was already afraid. Across the room, two security officers had stopped one of Victor's men. Their voices were low, serious, or suspicious. Chloe's breathing became shallow, her vision blurred. She knew what would happen if they were searched. She knew what would happen if they were caught. Prison would be mercy. Victor had told them what happened to girls who failed him, girls who made him lose money, girls who thought they could escape. Chloe felt tears burn her eyes, but she forced them back. Crying would only make people notice. Amber leaned closer, her voice barely a breath. "Vanessa," she
Vanessa,
whispered,
if we don't run now, we will never run
we will
again."
never run again." Vanessa did not answer immediately, because for the first time since this nightmare began, she was thinking the same thing. And that was the moment their fate began to change. Months earlier, before the airport, before Victor, before the prison inside their bodies, they were queens of the night. In the old days, elders used to say, "A person who eats with borrowed teeth will someday bite their own tongue." But in the city of Brighton, no one listened to the elders anymore, especially not the three girls who ruled the night. Their names were not their real names, because girls like them did not keep names. They kept disguises, they kept lies, they kept secrets. And their favorite secret of all was pretending to be women they were not. Brighton was a city that worshipped appearance. It was a place where a person could become important just by looking important. And no one understood this better than Vanessa, Chloe, and Amber. They lived on the 22nd floor of a tall glass building that overlooked the city lights. At night, the city sparkled like heaven. But heaven did not live in their apartment. Only stolen dreams lived there. Wigs hung on white mannequin heads, blonde, black, red, silver, long, short, straight, curly. Each wig carried a different personality. On another wall hung uniforms, a nurse's uniform, a police uniform, a corporate suit, a flight attendant outfit, even a doctor's coat. None of them belonged to the girls, but the girls wore them anyway, because the world respected uniforms and respected women who looked successful, even when they were not. Vanessa stood in front of the mirror. She wore a navy blue corporate suit and a straight black wig that fell to her shoulders. She looked like a powerful executive. So she smiled.
Tonight, we
"Tonight,"
hunt
she
again.
said calmly, "we hunt again." Chloe laughed as she adjusted her red wig.
I hope,
"I hope
this one cries.
cries," she said. Amber sat quietly on the bed, watching them. Amber was the youngest. Her beauty still carried innocence, but innocence was dangerous in their world. Vanessa noticed her silence. "You're thinking
You're
again,"
thinking again.
Vanessa
No.
said. Amber forced a smile.
Oh,
"No."
thinking
Vanessa walked closer. She lifted Amber's chin gently.
makes you weak.
you weak." Amber nodded. She had learned that lesson the hard way. So she stood. She picked up her nurse's uniform, and she became someone else. The club was called Diamond Palace. It was the most expensive club in Brighton. Only the rich entered. Only the powerful belonged. The girls walked in like they owned the night. Their heels clicked against the marble floor. Heads turned immediately. Men always noticed them. Vanessa's eyes scanned the room carefully. She wasn't looking for the richest man. She was looking for the loneliest man, because lonely men were easier to break. She saw him sitting alone near the bar. Expensive watch, expensive shoes, expensive sadness. Perfect. She walked toward him slowly, every step calculated, every breath controlled.
Hello.
Hello.
She said softly. The man looked up, and in that moment, he was already hers. His name was Michael. He owned construction companies. He talked too much. Lonely people always did. Vanessa listened. She laughed. She touched his arm. She made him feel important. Behind her, Chloe and Amber worked their own targets. Everything moved like a rehearsed play. By midnight, Michael trusted Vanessa completely. By 1 a.m., and he invited her to his penthouse. She pretended to hesitate, then agreed. That was part of the performance. Inside his penthouse, Michael poured drinks. Vanessa watched carefully. Timing was everything. When his back turned, she slipped the white powder into his glass. He never noticed. He drank. They talked. He laughed. Then his body slowed. His words became heavy. His eyes struggled to stay open. "Vanessa," he whispered weakly. He collapsed. Vanessa caught him gently. Her face changed instantly. Her kindness disappeared. Her warmth died. Now she was the predator. She opened the door. Chloe and Amber entered quickly. They searched everything: cash, watches, phones, cards. Amber hesitated. She looked at Michael lying helpless on the floor. He looks
harmless.
harmless, Amber whispered. Vanessa's voice was cold.
He is a target.
"He is a target." Amber swallowed her guilt and continued, because guilt had no place in their world. By morning, they were gone. New wigs, new clothes, new apartment, new names. Again, they sat together, counting money. Stacks of cash filled the table. Chloe laughed loudly.
We are queens. No
Vanessa smiled proudly.
one can stop
can
us.
stop us. Amber forced a smile, but deep inside, something felt wrong. She ignored it. Because money was louder than conscience, for 3 years they lived like ghosts, stealing, disappearing, reappearing. They became legends in whispers. Men spoke of beautiful women who appeared like angels and disappeared like demons. But no one could find them. Until the night they made their biggest mistake. It happened on a rainy Thursday. Diamond Palace again. Same lights, same music. Same lies, but a different fate. Vanessa noticed him immediately. He sat alone, calm, silent, watching, not drinking, not smiling, just watching. His presence felt heavy, dangerous. But Vanessa ignored the warning in her chest. Money first, fear later. She approached him. "Hello." He smiled slightly. "I've been waiting for you." Her heart skipped, but she continued her act. His name was Daniel, or at least, that was the name he gave her. He was charming, confident. different. By midnight, he invited her home. She agreed. His penthouse was bigger than any they had seen, too quiet, too perfect. He offered her a drink. She pretended to drink. She waited for her chance. But before she could act, he spoke. "You're very talented." She froze.
You're very talented
At pretending.
at pretending.
Her blood ran cold. He stood slowly. His eyes locked onto hers. Vanessa isn't your real name.
My name.
Her heart began to pound. The door burst open. Chloe and Amber were pushed inside by armed men. Amber was crying. Chloe was shaking. Vanessa could not move. The man smiled, but there was no kindness in it. Only power, only danger.
Is Victor.
My name, he said calmly,
Um,
is Victor. He paused, and his smile disappeared. I am the man you should
I am
never
the man
have
you should
stolen
never have
from.
stolen from.
Silence filled the room. Victor walked closer. Each step felt like death approaching. You
stole from me 3 months
ago, he said. Vanessa remembered. The quiet man, the easy target, the easy money, her biggest mistake. Victor's voice became colder. You embarrassed
You
me.
embarrassed me.
He looked at all
And
three
now you
girls.
belong to me.
And now, he leaned closer. You belong to me. Amber cried harder. Chloe fell to her knees. Vanessa remained frozen. Victor's next words destroyed their world forever. You will work for me.
You will work
He
for me.
paused.
Or you will die.
Amber screamed. Chloe begged. Vanessa's voice trembled. What?
What could work?
Work. Victor smiled again. A smile without mercy. You will carry things for me.
You will carry things
He
for me.
paused.
Inside your bodies.
Inside your bodies. The girls did not understand, but they would soon. And they would wish they had died that night, because some prisons are made of flesh. There is an old saying, when you sell your freedom for gold, you will one day pay for it with your blood. But Vanessa, Chloe, and Amber did not understand those words. Not yet. They would soon. And when they did, it would already be too late. Victor did not shout. He did not threaten. He did not need to. Power did not shout. Power whispered, and people obeyed. The girls sat in silence inside his penthouse. Their hands trembled. Their hearts pounded. Victor poured himself a drink calmly, as if nothing had changed, as if their lives did not hang from his fingertips. You have been stealing for years, he said quietly. No one answered. He continued. You have talent. He looked at Vanessa. You are intelligent. He looked at Chloe. You are convincing. He looked at Amber. And you, he paused. You are innocent. Amber began to cry harder. Victor tilted his head. Innocence is valuable. He walked closer. And now you will use your talents for me. Vanessa found her voice. What do you want from us? Victor smiled. You will travel. Chloe frowned. Travel? Victor nodded. Yes. He stepped closer. You will carry my merchandise. Amber whispered weakly. In our bags? Victor laughed softly. No. He leaned closer. Inside your bodies. The words fell like stones, heavy, deadly, unavoidable. 3 days later, they understood. They were taken at night, blindfolded, driven for hours. No one spoke. No one explained. When the blindfolds were removed, they stood in front of a large private clinic, hidden far outside the city. It looked clean, beautiful, peaceful. But peace did not live there. Only suffering lived there. Inside, women filled the halls, dozens of them, young, beautiful, broken. Some limped, some cried, some stared at nothing. Amber grabbed Vanessa's hand. What is this place? Vanessa had no answer. A woman walked past them slowly. Her body was swollen, her lips pale, her eyes empty. She looked like she had already died, but her body had not received the message yet. Amber whispered, What happened to her? A guard answered coldly. She carried diamonds. Amber felt her stomach turn. They were placed in separate rooms. Doctors entered, but they did not look like healers. They looked like businessmen. One of them smiled at Amber. "You're lucky," he said. Amber whispered, "Lucky." He nodded. "You survived long enough to be useful." She did not understand, but fear had already begun building its home inside her chest. The surgery came the next morning. No ceremony, no comfort, no choice. Vanessa was first. They injected her. The world faded. Darkness swallowed her. When she woke, pain greeted her like an old friend. Her body felt wrong, heavy, broken. She could not move properly. She touched her stomach. Bandages, stitches, foreignness. Something was inside her, something that did not belong. And in that moment, she understood. She was no longer a person. She was a container. Chloe woke up screaming. Amber woke up crying. None of them were the same. Victor visited them that evening. He stood beside their beds like a proud owner inspecting his property. "You did well," he said. Amber shouted weakly, "You're a monster." Victor smiled calmly. "No," he said. "You are." Amber froze. Victor's voice became cold. "You stole from innocent people." He stepped closer. "You destroyed lives." He leaned down. "Now you understand what it feels like." He straightened his suit. "This is justice." And then he left. The first girl died 2 days later. Her name was Lily. She was only 22. Infection. That was what the doctor said, but the girls knew the truth. Her body had rejected the prison inside her. Amber watched as they carried Lily's body away. No funeral, no prayer, no goodbye. Just silence. Chloe whispered, "Will that happen to us?" Vanessa did not answer, because she did not know. For the first time in years, Vanessa was afraid. Weeks passed, their wounds healed, but their freedom did not return. They were given new passports, new names, new identities. Victor visited them again. "You travel tomorrow," Amber begged. "Please, let us go." Victor looked at her calmly. "Your mother lives in Rivertown, correct?" Amber's blood froze. "How do you—" Victor interrupted. "She is a school teacher." Amber's hands began to shake. Victor's voice became ice. "If you run—" He paused. "She dies." Amber collapsed into tears. Victor turned to Vanessa. "Your younger brother—" Vanessa stopped breathing. Victor smiled. "He is only 12. Vanessa understood. They were not prisoners alone. Their families were prisoners too. Their first trip was to another country. Amber could barely walk. Every step hurt. Every movement reminded her. She was carrying something evil, something illegal, something deadly. At the airport, she felt every eye watching her, every guard, every camera, every sound. Her heart beat so loudly she thought everyone could hear it, but no one stopped her. No one saved her. No one knew. Or maybe, no one cared. More girls died. Maria, Sophie, Angela. Names disappeared. Bodies disappeared. But fear remained. It grew stronger. It grew deeper. It lived inside them now. Amber stopped sleeping. Chloe stopped laughing. Vanessa stopped pretending to be strong. Because strength could not save them here. Only obedience could. One night, Amber whispered, "We need to run." Chloe looked at her like she was crazy. "They will kill our families," Amber cried. "They will kill us anyway." Vanessa stayed silent. Amber grabbed her hand. "Vanessa, please." Vanessa looked into her eyes, and for the first time since this nightmare began, she said the forbidden words. Yes, they would run. But Victor always knew. He always knew. They never made it past the airport. Guards surrounded them. Chloe screamed. Amber begged. Vanessa fought. But it was useless. They were dragged back. Victor waited for them. His face showed no anger, which made it worse. He handed Vanessa a phone. "Answer." Her hands trembled. She answered. Her brother's voice cried on the other end. "Vanessa, please help." A gunshot echoed. The line went dead. Vanessa's world ended. Victor spoke calmly. "Next time," he looked at Amber, "it will be your mother." Amber collapsed, and in that moment, their hope died. Completely. That night, Vanessa stared at the ceiling. Her soul felt empty. Her heart felt dead. She finally understood the truth. They were not queens. They were not thieves. They were not even human anymore. They were tools, disposable, replaceable, forgotten. But deep inside, a small fire still burned, and fire can destroy everything. The elders say, when a person runs from the leopard, they may escape its teeth, but never its shadow. Vanessa, Chloe, and Amber had lost everything. Their freedom, their families, their innocence, their names, their humanity. All that remained was their breathing, and even that belonged to Victor. Months passed like years. Their bodies healed, but their souls did not. Vanessa stopped crying after her brother's death, not because she had healed, but because something inside her had turned to stone. Chloe stopped talking. Her laughter had died somewhere inside Victor's prison. Amber stopped looking at mirrors, because the girl she used to be was gone. They continued traveling, country after country, airport after airport, smiling when told, walking when told, living when told. They had become ghosts wearing human skin. But even ghosts eventually remember they are dead, and the dead do not fear dying again. The opportunity came unexpectedly. It was winter, cold, on silent. They had been sent to deliver diamonds across the border. The private clinic had performed another surgery weeks earlier. Their bodies still ached, but pain had become normal. Pain was now part of breathing. At the airport, something went wrong. Security stopped one of Victor's men. Questions were asked, voices were raised, guards became distracted. For the first time in months, no one was watching the girls. Amber whispered, "Now." Vanessa looked at her. Fear and hope collided inside her chest. Chloe shook her head slightly, but Vanessa made a decision. The kind of decision that changes fate forever. Run. They ran, not looking back, not breathing, not thinking, running like prey escaping fire, through crowds, through doors, through fear. They ran until their lungs burned, until their legs screamed, until their past could no longer see them. And for the first time in years, they escaped. They hid in a small, dirty apartment in another country. No wigs, no makeup, no disguises, just 3 broken girls. Weeks passed. No one came, no guards, no Victor, no death. Amber whispered one night, "Are we free?" No one answered, because freedom felt unfamiliar, like a dream that could break at any moment. Vanessa finally spoke. "He will look for us," Chloe whispered. "He always finds people." Silence filled the room. Amber then said something unexpected. "We should tell the truth." Vanessa frowned. "What truth?" Amber's eyes filled with tears. "Everything." Chloe shook her head. "No," Amber continued. "We lived fake lives." Her voice broke. "We hurt people," she cried. "We destroyed ourselves." She looked at them. "People need to know." Vanessa stared at her. Fear returned. Not fear of Victor, but fear of truth. Truth was dangerous. Truth did not hide. Truth exposed. But Amber was right. Their silence had built their prison. Maybe truth could destroy it. Vanessa nodded slowly. Yes. They created a social media account. No fake names, no disguises, just their faces, their real faces. Amber pressed record. Her hands trembled. Her voice shook. "My name is Amber," she said. Tears rolled down her cheeks. "And this is my confession." She told everything: the clubs, the lies, the drugs, the stealing, the cartel, the surgeries, the deaths, the families, the escape. Nothing was hidden, nothing was protected, nothing was denied. Vanessa spoke next, then Chloe. Their truth entered the world, and the world listened. By morning, the video had spread everywhere. Millions watched, millions judged, millions reacted. The world became divided. Some people cried. Some people cried for them. They were victims. They suffered. They deserved protection. But others spoke harder truths. They started this life. They chose greed. They chose lies. They chose shortcuts. An old woman said in her own video, "A child who refuses to walk will someday be carried by strangers, and strangers do not carry gently." Another man said, "This is the price of fake lives." A mother told her daughter, "Work for your future. Do not steal someone else's." Their story became a warning, a lesson, a folk tale of the modern world, the girls who borrowed luxury and became slaves. For a moment, they believed they were safe. They believed truth had saved them. They believed Victor could not touch them anymore. They were wrong, because evil does not forget, and evil does not forgive. It waits, patiently, silently, hungrily. It was 3 weeks later. Amber sat alone in the apartment. Vanessa and Chloe had gone to buy food. The room was quiet, peaceful. Then her phone vibrated, an unknown number. Her heart froze. She stared at it. It stopped, then vibrated again. Her hands trembled as she answered. She said nothing, neither did the caller, only breathing, slow, calm, familiar. Then a voice, soft, cold, deadly. "Amber." Her blood turned to ice. She could not breathe. "Victor." He spoke again. "You told your story." Silence. Amber began to cry. "I am sorry." Victor laughed softly, a laugh without mercy. "You think truth makes you free?" He paused. His next words destroyed her soul. "I am coming." The line went dead. Amber dropped the phone. Her body shook violently. Vanessa and Chloe returned. They saw her face, and they knew. Vanessa whispered, "He found us." Amber nodded slowly. Chloe collapsed into a chair. "No." Vanessa understood something in that moment. They had escaped his prison, but not his shadow. Victor did not need chains. He did not need walls. He only needed fear, and fear lived inside them forever. Days passed. Nothing happened. No Victor, no guards, no death. Just silence. But silence can be the loudest threat. One night, there was a knock on the door, soft, gentle. Amber froze. Chloe stopped breathing. Vanessa walked slowly toward it. Her heart pounded like a drum of war. Another knock. She reached for the handle. Her hand trembled. She opened the door. No one stood there. Only a small black box. She stared at it. Fear screamed inside her. Chloe whispered, "Don't touch it." But Vanessa already knew. Victor did not knock without reason. She opened the box slowly. Inside were 3 wigs, blonde, red, black, their old wigs, and a note. Vanessa picked it up. Her hands shook as she read the words. "You can never stop being who you are." Vanessa dropped the note. Amber screamed. Chloe cried, because they understood. Victor was not just coming. Victor was already there, watching, waiting, smiling, and somewhere in the darkness, a man stood, patient, calm, certain, because he knew one truth they could never escape. No matter how far they ran, they still belonged to him. And that is why, even today, in the city of Brighton, some people say, if you see 3 beautiful women walking nervously in the night, looking over their shoulders, afraid of shadows, do not follow them. Do not call them. Do not trust their smiles, because they are not just running from a man, they are running from the price of borrowed faces. The elders were right. When you chase a life that does not belong to you, you may lose the one that does. These girls wanted fast success, but fast success made them slaves, and even today, they are still running, looking behind their shoulders, waiting for a shadow that never leaves. So be careful, because not every opportunity, it is a blessing. Some are traps. If this story taught you something, type "I choose the right path" in the comments. And don't forget to like, to subscribe. And remember, some stories are told to entertain you, but this one was told to warn you.